Hi guys, welcome back to another live shop with me. This one is a little bit random. I thought I would come in tonight and we could talk about Christmas 2025. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope that you tune in and see where we are with the holidays. They are so close. We have 2 weeks until Halloween. So I think a lot of us are just about ready for that, I believe, most of you. If not, some of you might be putting up your decorations for this week, probably this weekend, right? I was actually supposed to go to my other house tomorrow and decorate for Halloween, but it's been pushed back to Wednesday. So we'll see. And I'm going to film that. So I actually was supposed to be working on vlogs tonight, and I thought, you know what? I better get on my channel and talk about Christmas because it's so close. So, cheers. I have water. Happy Saturday night. I thought we would do this little live, and maybe some of you can peek in, and we'll kind of what we're going to do is just basically float around and see what's going on for Christmas 2025. Now, I do want to ask all of you guys tonight, the question of the night is, what do any of you guys have any plans for Christmas? Like, do you know what color theme you're going for, color palette? Do you know what style, like what colors are you going with? I already said that, sorry. If you're going to be switching out or getting a new tree this year, do you normally decorate everywhere, or do you just decorate very minimally? Some people just do like one tree in the living room. Some people do, trees everywhere. I'd love to know. I know that last year in 2024 was the very first time that I had put a tree in my bedroom. And that was interesting because I had never done that. I had taken advantage of a sale for some trees that came out they were like trending, I think. I saw a few trees that everybody was talking about on TikTok. And at the time I still had a TikTok account. So I went on to TikTok to kind of see what this tree was, what this like magnificent tree everybody was talking about. It was like this 7.5-foot tree, I believe. And it was pre-lit, and it had like just tons and tons of lights. And it was like, I think it was advertising for like $30 or something, maybe $60. And a lot of people said they got it, and they said that they actually really enjoyed it. They said it was a good price, but then some people were saying it was a scam. And this was like, excuse me, this was like when a lot of people didn't know if TikTok was going to stick around, I guess. There was like this big threat, right? Of TikTok knowing, no one knowing if TikTok was actually going to stick around. But TikTok Shop, is one of those places, I guess, a lot of people talk about when it comes to buying things and being promoted, ads and things like that. So with that said, I thought we would just kind of talk a little bit about Christmas 2025. Now, tomorrow, if you're catching this late, I appreciate you. We are shopping for Christmas 2025 tonight. That's what we're doing. We're just going to kind of float around, see what's going on. We're going to see, what's out there. We're going to see what we're thinking. We're going to talk about it. We've got 2 weeks till Halloween. Some people put their tree up just after Halloween. So let me know, if you guys want to chime in and jump into the chat. I would love it because we're up late. And I want to say part of the reason why me doing this late night live is because I'm very sad. It's a very sad day for me. It's a very sad night. It's probably a very sad night for the entire world. I have to tell you guys that just from my, just who I am, I'm a natural conspiracy theorist. So I just always question everything. I've learned that. I used to be, well, I have a pop culture channel here on YouTube. A lot of people don't know about it. I was very active on it in 2024. I did cover the Diddy case for a little while, and then it was just too grim. So I decided to back out. But a lot of times when I hear things that are going on, I get a little bit suspicious. It's just my own personal opinion. But I have to say today is a very, very, very sad day. Diane Keaton was one of my favorite actresses of all time. She was one of my favorites. I loved her so much. RIP. I'm very sad about it. It's kind of like when we heard about what's going on with Bruce Willis, and then we heard the truth about Bruce Willis was, I mean, I kind of said something about it because when I first went into the whole research and history of Diddy, I was like, it doesn't really sound right. What's going on with Bruce. But then, now we hear about Diane, and for those of you that are big fans of Diane Keaton, like myself, it's a very sad day. Okay. It's an incredibly sad evening. It's just, this whole black cloud came over my night. And I was like, I got to talk about something happy. You guys, I have to. So hopefully you guys will chime in. If you're on your TVs, thank you so much. Just like the video. It helps the channel get thrown out to other people so that they can see, my content, and I'm growing this year. So thank you so much. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Christmas 2025. Let's try to pull out some kind of good energy here. So basically I thought we would talk about Christmas 2025. I thought we would, figure out what we're doing. So we live in a larger house than pretty much we ever have ever. And I thought we don't have a lot, in our house because we've had to start over. And so I've been thinking, what am I going to do with the house? What am I going to do with the house? And for me, decorating is very fun. I'm very new at it. I say that every single year just because I never really have found a rhythm with it. So for me, I just wanted to kind of surf around and, talk about what's going on out there and so on and so forth. You guys have heard me talk a lot about dishes and things like that I've seen at Home Goods and TJ Maxx and things like that. But I thought we would kind of go on the higher end websites tonight and just kind of see what is going on, and then maybe cover a few other websites that might be, kind of popular, which is going to be Walmart is still running a sale. I think today's the last day. So if you're on the East Coast, this might be a little late, let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's just before midnight for those of you East Coasters. So you guys might have enough time, but we're going to go ahead and see. We are going to jump into another sale as well. I think even though Prime Day is over, and a lot of the stores did a week sale, I think we're going to jump into some kind of another sale because they're going to be building up right for Black Friday. That's going to be coming. So we need to start thinking about what are we doing? What are we thinking? So my plan, just so you guys know, is I've been thinking about it and I thought, okay, I'm going to do candy canes. I think, this is so random, but I think candy canes in the living room. I'm thinking. Then I'm thinking perhaps I'm thinking maybe Santa's or something with a moody, dark color in the guest room because it's got black in it. And then I'm also thinking of pink for my room, which is a new color for me because I don't think I've ever done pink. I did a Christmas tree in pink in my room last year, but that was it. It wasn't the whole, ensemble of pink. So I'm thinking of pink. I've never done that before. So I thought that would be kind of fun to explore tonight. And then I want to do gingerbread, of course, in the kitchen. Now I have a lot of gingerbread stuff, but I decorated at my personal home gingerbread in the dining room, and I have to do the same thing here. So it's going to be fun to kind of build a new little gingerbread collection. And I think it's real easy to do that. I was thinking, oh no, it's going to be kind of expensive, but I don't think so. I think I can pull it off. So we'll see about that. So let's dive in. What I think we're going to do is start with, I'm thinking let's start with World Market. I know that's a little weird. Well, actually, let's start with, what am I thinking? Let's start with Kirkland's. Well, no, let's start with Hobby Lobby. Let's see what Hobby Lobby has. I think that's probably the safest because Hobby Lobby is a store that everybody goes to. So let's start there. Let's go into Hobby Lobby and see what they have. All right, so this is Hobby Lobby. Let's go ahead and add them to the stage. So Hobby Lobby is now, they're running this week is their 50% off home decor, which is actually nice because I wonder, does that apply to seasonal also? I think it does. I'm not quite sure, but I think it does. Anyway, 50% off of all home decor. So something to think about. Now, it's also 50% off of all Christmas, 40% off of all fall. For those of you that are trying to pick up some fall, what I need for fall is foliage. I think I need to build some stash for that because I was trying to do the covers this year and I didn't have enough. All of a sudden, I've become so thirsty. Anyway, so we've got 40% off of fall and 50% off of Christmas. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let's dive into fall and just see what they have for on sale. I'm going to try to expand the screen a little bit. I think what I'll do is put myself on the bottom so we can really see. So for fall, if you guys are wanting to build a stash for fall, it looks like they've got some dough bowls on sale between $18 and $22. They've got some set of mugs for $14.99. Candles, ginger crisp. I wonder if this smells good. This is a large candle. It's got 5 stars. 10 people said it was 5 stars. It's a ginger crisp jar candle for $7.99. So if you guys are interested in that, that looks interesting to me. So let's go back to the fall. I don't want to just do candles. Candles are important, but I want to just see kind of what they have overall. So they do have some foliage on sale. See, this is what I'm looking for. So they have orange and green maple leaf garland for on sale right now for $10. How long is it? So 40% off, and it is 5.6 feet inches long. So for 2, you could get 10 feet out of that. Not bad. And I do believe it's going to be like worth it because look how thick it is. See, I might need to go over there. I know. A friend of mine said that Hobby Lobby is like the best place. Sorry, I hit myself. I backed myself out of this thing. Let me see. I apologize for that. I hit the back button on the wrong tab. I'm going to actually completely separate myself from that. Anyways, so the foliage at Hobby Lobby looks pretty good for fall. Now it's a little late for fall. I won't lie, but I did want to bring that out because if you're like me and you just need like a stash, this is going to be, oops, I got to add it to the stage. I got to add it to the stage, right? That would help. Anyways, yeah, so I really think that, hold on, let me pull myself back here. Yeah. I really think that this might be a good buy. So for $10, and it will go down as time goes by because I remember my friends that do the stores all the time said that Hobby Lobby had a lot last year. So they do have some mini ruscus wreaths here for $5.99. So you probably could dress those up for Christmas as well. If you're doing your chairs, if you're doing your cupboards, $5.99 at Hobby Lobby. The Hobby Lobby is our store that we're doing right now. So let me go ahead and add a banner. Let's see, Christmas at Hobby Lobby. Let me just put that so people can know Christmas at Hobby Lobby 2025. Let me add that to the stage too. Let me add that banner. So here we are. We're at Christmas. We're Christmas. There we go. All right. So yeah, so Christmas, at Hobby Lobby is going to be good. So $5.99 for these, and these are, if you're wondering how big they are, in case you haven't popped in there, they're 10 by 10, which is pretty good for the chairs and for the cupboards. So if you guys need wreaths, now's the time to get them. And that's beautiful. You could probably put berries in there. I love customizing my own wreaths. I mean, I think that's great. And when you need multiple, 6 times, like let's say 6 is $36 for 6 of those, if you're just going to do 2 and 2 and 2, you know what I mean? So that's going to be a good buy in terms of the fall stuff. Here is a beaded Edgewood cake stand. If you guys are looking for a cake stand, this one is $20, so it's $19.19. It was $31. They do have some light up ceramic buildings, so these are very similar to what Target sells, and there are 4 different kinds. So, is this a set of 4, or because it's $14.39? Oh, wow, these are 40% off. And I think it is a set of 4. I'm thinking it might be a set of 4. How big are they? They are 4 inches high and 2 inches wide. So they're quite small, but if it is a set of 4 for 14, I think that's a really cute price. And then if you're going to be doing some decorating, I think this is perfect for Christmas as well, because they look like, even if they're solid white and they have that neutral top, that's really good. So don't sleep on Hobby Lobby if you're needing some accessory stuff for Christmas. So definitely check that out. All right. Um, Moving on, let's just, right now we're in fall. We're going to do Christmas, but I'm just trying to see what can we add that will be on sale from fall for Christmas, if that makes sense. So they have buttery pumpkin jar candle. So remember, a lot of people put up their tree the day after Halloween. I think my mom does that actually. So I'm going to have to start thinking about it now, because I got to go to my house and I got to order trees, in the next couple of weeks and stuff if we're going to do that. So $11.99 for this buttery pumpkin jar tree, candle. It did get a pretty good rating. You would have to be, a lot of people are very sensitive when it comes to candle pumpkins. They don't really like that. So up to you, but we still have Thanksgiving. So if you are a person that does put your tree up super early, there's going to be a lot of stuff on sale through fall that you can actually add to your Christmas decor. If you're in the market for new picks, I think florals are something you want to think about right now. Even if you're just building your stash for next year, Hobby Lobby, has the best florals. I mean, I think everybody's pretty on board with that. If you watch, a lot of creators, a lot of people take you in the store and show you all the florals that Hobby Lobby has. So, and they really beat everybody out. They beat, Walmart out. They beat, even Dollar Tree has got some good florals, but I feel like Hobby Lobby kind of tops everybody. I know a lot of people go to Michael's though as well. There is this pumpkin wood charcuterie board here, which is very interesting. And I like the fact that it's just a regular charcuterie board, and it doesn't have, like, it's not shaped like a pumpkin. So that's kind of nice. You can use that through Thanksgiving, and it doesn't kind of favor to just fall itself. But it's on sale, you guys, for $7.79. And the height of it, so if you want to see it decorated, look how cute that looks. Wow, that's really, really cute. I like the fact that it just has the carving or the engraved on there. It is 13 inches deep and 9 inches wide. So we know that Hobby Lobby already has good quality charcuterie boards. This is from Brother Sister Design. So very cool. I like that a lot. All right, let's move on. Lots of candles, as we can see, lots of acorns and things like that. Like I said, right now we're focusing on fall because we're trying to find sale stuff that we can implement into our Christmas decor. So if you guys are looking for risers, here's a square wood riser. Some people use these near the sink. Some people use these on the island, on the kitchen counters and things like that, to lift like a lamp up and things like that. And this is going to range between $3.50 and $5.50. So this one right here looks like it's a little bit of a larger one, and it's $5.39. Really great product. I think you could probably even stain that. It looks kind of like it's real wood. This is the large one. There is a small one as well for $3.59. That's a little darker. So that is very cool if you need some of these for, like, by the sink, like I said, on the kitchen counter, on the island, whatever you're going to be putting up in the kitchen. I think these are great. You can use them anywhere really, but that's what I was thinking. Okay. And then let's see, what else can we use? Here's another, lots of pumpkins and stuff. And so we're not really focusing on that, but the foliage, I want to keep that emphasis on the foliage, because for those of you that need foliage or find yourself needing to restock or replace your foliage for the winter, for the fall, this is really realistic. It's got berries in it. This one, it's $6.59. and it's 40% off. It looks like this by itself, so it's really nice and neutral. I like that because the ones I've been ordering from Temu they're cute, but they're very bright, and these to me are a little bit more realistic. So when you lay them over the top of the cupboards and stuff like that, I feel like, or you're laying them, let's say, like on your end tables or whatever, wherever you're putting your foliage. This is a lot nicer because it's a lot more realistic looking. So this one is 6 feet tall. So not bad for 659. This one actually is a lot better buy than the other one I just showed you. So keep that in mind if you guys are needing foliage for fall. And this is going to go down also. So don't, keep in mind. I know last year, like I said, in 2024, my friends said that Hobby Lobby had so much fall overage that there was just a ton to choose from. And it was nice because there was just so much, to choose from. And I know everybody loves Hobby Lobby. That's why I started here. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this. Shop with me tonight. Even if you see it tomorrow morning, Sunday, I will be doing the Dollar Tree new arrivals as well tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to make sure and bring light to Hobby Lobby. So here's the Harvest Pumpkin Jar Candle. So that's really cute. It's $14.99. Again, we know there's just a plethora of things at Hobby Lobby, but sometimes I feel like when we do over the website, when we like look over like on the website, it's just a lot. It simplifies things, right? Because when you walk into Hobby Lobby, unless you're really anti-focused on what you want to, what you're looking for, it can just be overwhelming, the store, and even if you don't have a plan or you don't have a list, or you're like me and you just have to look at everything. Even if you do have a list, it's kind of like nice to just look at the website to kind of get an idea. But I'm sure there's probably a little bit more in the store than there is on the website, but it's still nice nonetheless. So amber short neck glass vase. Here's a small one. Lots of candles. There is some ball filler. Let's see, beads. If you guys are in the market to have new beads, these are round beaded wood garland for $3.89. And this, if you're looking for something like this for your coffee bar or something like that, this is 6 feet long. So that's quite large. You could even get those for your tree. If you're wanting to add some neutral to your tree, you could get some of these beads. Now, how heavy they are, I don't know, but nonetheless, something to think about. You can get your ribbon. Don't forget to, now is the time to get the ribbon when it's time. I don't know if Hobby Lobby goes rounds in terms of like crafts and stuff. I'm sure they do, but last year is where I got my ribbon for my Christmas tree, but it wasn't as droopy as I would have liked it to be. So I need to go back in there, especially for the tree in my room, to get, to get the right kind of bow. But don't sleep on the ribbon at Hobby Lobby either, because they have a lot. And to me, it's very affordably priced. However, we are in a new year, so prices may vary as you know. Lots of amber vases this year as well. This one is only $4.49. I like it because it's kind of cool. It just looks like it's a little bit weird, you know what I mean? In its shape. It's 6 inches high and 5 inches wide. So if you guys are in the market to get some new vases, that are kind of that amber feel for next year, that would be a good one. They do have a plaid scarecrow shelf sitter. That's cute. For $11. So the shelf sitter is basically just this round thing. Or, oh, wait, it's the doll. Plaid scarecrow shelf sitter. Sorry. I thought it was that little round thing she was sitting on. See, if you look at this picture, see this little round thing right here she was sitting on? I thought that might be for her. But anyway, nonetheless, lots and lots of stuff. So the reason why we're looking for this through this fall stuff still is because, there's a lot of things that you can get for fall to use for Christmas, because remember, fall is going to go on major sale. So anything and everything you can grab to implement into your Christmas decor that might help you add to your Christmas stuff. Like this, let's see. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Mm, Here's a pumpkin carved wood dish. That's cool because we still have Thanksgiving, so it's kind of still relevant to look at fall stuff. I don't know. A lot of people decorate for fall in August and then turn around and kind of transition from Halloween straight to Christmas, but some people kind of transition back to fall, at least even if it's just for the week of Thanksgiving. Do you know what I mean? Because you have so much family over and stuff like that, but some people like that Christmas atmosphere as well when they have Thanksgiving. So it kind of just depends. I mean, even when you watch Hallmark Thanksgiving, you'll see a lot of orange and a lot of foliage and stuff, but at the same time, you may even see some Christmas trees up. It just depends. Now they do have a knitted pumpkin. I've been seeing these knitted pumpkins everywhere. This one's really nice. It's got some orange speckles in it, which is nice. It looks like quite a large pumpkin. It was normally $20. It's 40% off at 12. So these are really pretty. If they're still in stock at your store, they're 6.5 inches tall and 12 inches wide. So they look like they're pretty good size. You can use these on the beds, on an accent chair. You can use them all around. You can use them on your end tables, on your entryway stuff. These are really great. So definitely want to check these out if you want to. They have a cream one, and then they have this burnt orange one as well, or orange. It says orange. I don't know. You'd have to go in the store and see how vibrant it is. Now they do have some brown velvet bows here. This is a clip bow for $2.39. Now, if you are doing a Christmas tree that has any kind of neutrals, browns, tans, anything like that, you can get this. It's a brown velvet hair bow clip, which is interesting, but you could use these even on the tree, believe it or not. So, here is a flannel tablecloth. So if you guys are looking for a tablecloth for Thanksgiving, this one's really nice. It does look like it's a flannel tablecloth, but it looks like it's what's it made out of? It looks kind of like, I forget what that's called. It's polyester vinyl. That's what it is. So this is a vinyl tablecloth, but it's really good for like Thanksgiving because if anything spills on it, it's not cloth, it's material. So you can, like wipe something off of it. But it's really nice. I love these colors so much. So definitely look into Hobby Lobby if you guys are looking for anything for Thanksgiving, last minute things. Maybe you already have a stash, but you want to implement something new. Let's say you have to bring out an extra table or something like that. Even that tablecloth as well is really great for the kids' table as well. If you get a kids' table, because anything they spill on it, you can just wipe it right off. Okay, so we have some more pumpkins and things like that. This is Hobby Lobby, remember? So they do have some aluminum pans if you guys are going over family. These are kind of cool. I've never seen these before. I know Dollar Tree sells this kind of stuff a little bit, but here is one if you need to take any of it's a watercolor sunflower pumpkin aluminum pans. So they may have other patterns, but this is what it looks like. So basically, if you're taking something over to a family member's house, it has like a placemat type top, if that makes sense. And then you can put your cooked dish in there. So that's really cute. I like that. I never even knew. I mean, see, I love doing this because it's so much less overwhelming than when you walk in the store, because Hobby Lobby is just, there's so much there. And, obviously depending on what you're in there for, a lot of people go in there and just kind of, once you get the hang of the store, then it's like, obviously, exactly what you're going in there for, but to not be sidetracked with other things, like when you're going down each aisle, it's real easy, right, to try to get sidetracked with everything else that's in the store. So more foliage. They do have this laurel leaf and berry candle ring. So if you guys are looking for rings for your candles for your tablescape, depending on if you have a bunch of people sitting at one table, they do have this stuff is 40% off. Again, I think maybe in the next week or so. I don't know. My friends know the cycle of Hobby Lobby a lot better than I do, but I don't know how Hobby Lobby kind of clearances its stuff out. So we know we're in the second week. We're entering the second week of October. So I would venture to say maybe next week they're going to start kind of hiking it down, maybe 60% off. I don't know, but I would talk to your managers and see when they expect to put the fall stuff on 60% off or whatever. But lots and lots and lots of stuff at Hobby Lobby still for fall. So again, we're in the second week of fall as far as I know. However, with that said, if you're still looking for foliage, if you're looking for florals, if you're looking for anything for next year, because right now, right, we're so close to Christmas that a lot of people, like I said, they jump straight from Halloween into Christmas. So depending on, some people do that back to fall, they kind of just trickle in a little bit of Halloween for their fall interior, and then they'll just kind of pull those pieces off
keep fall for Thanksgiving, and then, jump into Christmas like maybe the day after Thanksgiving. So let me know in the comments on the playback crew. Hearts out to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you did, even if you catch it on the playback, I appreciate you more than you know. So thanks. We're just covering Hobby Lobby right now. We will be here for a little bit just because I want to kind of see what's out there. But for now, just this is just 40% off of all fall stuff. Um, and even though we're talking about Christmas, we always just want to see if anything on sale can implement into our Christmas season. So we love fall most of all. That's cute. If you guys are looking for an outside mat, even for next year, remember, if you need last minute things for your tablescape for your family, now is the time. And the reason is because once you start to screenshot or get, something in mind for that, for Thanksgiving that you want to add to your stash, now's the time to do it, because every year I do believe they bring in a little bit of different stuff. A lot of time Hobby Lobby does have, a lot of different stuff, but they also bring back staples that just do well in sales. So we know that Hobby Lobby's kind of, known for certain things. I love this little cup right here, pumpkin spice latte. It's actually a candle. It's a coffee cup candle. That's cool. We do have a couple more pages and then we'll jump right to Christmas. So lots of foliage though. I really like this here. Lots of candle wreaths and things like that. A little bit of garland going on. Like I said, it's not really time yet for Christmas per se, but it's time to think about it. And like I said, I kind of already mapped out the house and the way I think the themes that I want to do. Now I just have to figure out how to make those things come to life. They do have a green glass vase. So this here you could use for Christmas. It's not as dark, but if you are looking to do a little bit more natural in your greens, you could, use this vase easily for Christmas as well. It is on 40% off, so it's $5.39. So you could actually use that for Christmas if you want to. Like I said, I love doing this with Hobby Lobby because it's just so much easier than walking in the store and getting overwhelmed. Um, Again, obviously we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have all these beautiful websites, socials and stuff that show us things where we kind of already get our ideas by seeing the people that are in the stores. But going on the websites and stuff as well is nice, because if something's sold out in the store, then you can actually jump on the website and get it. The one thing I did learn about Hobby Lobby, though, in case you don't know, is that they don't ship to the store, which is interesting. I learned that a couple of years ago when I wanted to order something and thought I could bypass shipping by picking it up in the store, but they actually don't do that, or at least not in my neck of the woods, which is Northern California. So, excuse me, you have to pay for shipping. I don't know if that's across, the board, or if that's just here, but when I called them, they said, no, we don't do ship to store, which I thought was very interesting. So you do have to pay the shipping costs. All right. So I don't mean to be scrolling too fast, but I do want to get to Christmas and I want to get there kind of quick. But at the same time, I'm only covering fall to see what we can implement for our Christmas decor. And that would be anything, in terms of for the kitchen, any neutral colors that we can implement for Christmas. Like I said, a lot of the florals, a lot of the foliage, it's going to go on sale a little bit more than what it is now. So like I said, if you're short, if you're looking for something new to implement next year, definitely pick up. I would say, if it was me, I would say go for the garland, because the garland to me is the most expensive. And if you're like me and you like to kind of, or if you're new at discovering that you like this, because I just discovered I love it, and that's putting the foliage above the kitchen counter, the kitchen cabinets and the whole thing, adding wreaths to the cabinets and all that stuff. I'm kind of new at that. I started that in my own personal kitchen in my other vintage rental last year, but I didn't do anything above the cupboards, because the difference between my vintage rental and here is that my vintage rental has cupboards that go all the way up to the ceiling, and here they don't have that. Here there's a big space between the cupboards and the ceiling. So it was kind of nice because I was able to actually drape the foliage over the cupboards. But what I realized is the foliage that I did order from Amazon and from Temu is very thin and sparse. And it seems like the one that Hobby Lobby sells is a lot more fuller and just easier to work with. So highly recommend there. Now I am looking for a tumbler. So this looks interesting to me. I did see the tumbler that's like a glass tumbler that was kind of going viral on TikTok, and it had like a pumpkin on the front because that's kind of what I was looking for, to have something for the next couple of years. But I like the amber glass. I don't know why, but the amber glass is just growing on me. I wish this had a straw though. So this is on sale for $11.39. So if you see it in the store, or you want to, kind of float through all the dishes and serving dishes and things like that. I know some people look to get new mixing bowls because you bake a lot and stuff like that. Bows are really in this year. They're in for everything. Not only in for fall and Halloween, but they're also in for Christmas. So you're going to see a lot of bows across the board this season. I don't know. I know bows made the scene, I think 2 or 3 years ago, but they have been getting a lot of traction. I don't think I think they're not as popular as they were, but they still are there, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So definitely want to, look and see. If you're into the bows, they're gonna have them. I'm not a big fan of sunflowers when it comes to fall. So for me, I'm just interested in more of the like leafy foliage, charcuterie boards, things like that I can carry and have for the next few years. Because it seems like all the charcuterie boards and like the plaid, this plaid, you guys, I love this plaid. I don't know why this plaid is just really pretty to me. It looks versatile. This is kind of an example of what it looks like. Now, it just says brown plaid napkins. Let's see what they're made of. Are they cloth? No, they're paper. Okay. So it's nice to know, because even the tablecloth that we just saw in that pattern of plaid is vinyl. So if you guys, I think vinyl is the best way to go just for spills and things like that. But some people do like the material, tablecloth. So up to you, whatever your taste is. But definitely wanted to kind of go through fall and just see, is there anything that I can run in there and use for Christmas, or can I pick up anything last minute fall, to put in my stash for next year. So definitely just check out Hobby Lobby. They're going to have a lot of stuff on sale. They're going to start going lower and lower and lower. This little collapsing measuring cups is really cool for the fall. So that might be something you want to think about. This is $4.79. Let's see, what else do we have here? Lots of this stuff. There's some socks too that are going to go on sale. So if you're a Peanuts fan, these are $4 now, but they're probably going to go lower than that. And again, they do have these aluminum, sort of patterned, like take out, I guess, type of pans, for when you go see your family and stuff. They have pie pans as well. So, and the bigger one, like turkey size, is $5, and then this one here is like the pie size is $3. So nice. Lots of candles on sale, you guys. Some people buy candles for the whole year. So depending on, I know even with Bath and Body, and they do their seasonal sales and stuff, people buy multiple candles, that last the whole year, and then they just kind of collect them as they go. So again, if you have a big family and, Hobby Lobby is kind of your jam, if you will, now is the time to start eyeballing what they're going to put on sale. Right now it's just 40% off, but I can guarantee you in the next couple of weeks it's all going to go down, down, down. So it's going to go lower and lower and lower. And now is the time to just kind of go through. The website is a lot easier to filter than being overwhelmed in the store, right? Just because. So here's some nice glitter pearl sprinkles. This is candy, I believe. So if you're making cupcakes, if you're doing a cake for anybody, anything like that, definitely want to check it out. These are interesting only because a lot of people go to like Target and Walmart and places like that for this sprinkle. But I like this. This is cool. So I do believe that is edible, if I'm not mistaken. Here's one too with some leaves. So like I said, if you're making a cake, if you're making cupcakes, anything like that, for the fall, it's $4.19, but I think that's fair. Anything that has to do with baking and stuff is always kind of spendy. So that's why people go to Target and Walmart and places like that. There is these, if you're into this type of pumpkin, these are on sale for $8. They have a neutral one, a brown one, and like a burnt orange one. It looks like kind of like braided rope or something. And this is 2.8 inches high. 3.87 wide, and then 3.43 deep. So a good size. They do come in a package like this. So if you guys want to use these maybe on your tablescape or on your entryway tables, like if you have a table behind your sofa or something like that, these are great for that. They're great for in the kitchen. They're great for, also they're great for on your island. So, like I said, Hobby Lobby's going to be lowering all their stuff, and they're not the only place to go, but that's where I started because I know everybody's just big fans of Hobby Lobby. Everybody goes there for, a lot of people go to Target as well and Walmart. Walmart's been kind of making the rounds for the last few years. Um, we've got a lot of influencers that, or, YouTubers, if you will, that push Walmart. But remember, Walmart has a big creator program. So a lot of people, Walmart sponsors a lot of creators. So, they start to go into Walmart and get to know their merchandise a lot better, but then again, Walmart is everywhere as well. So and these wood spoons, these are always go viral every single year. They're a staple in a lot of people's coffee bars. So if you guys are doing a coffee bar for your Thanksgiving area or whatever, these are $6.59. um there's only one. I feel like these are a package, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't own these. I need to, but I don't own these. Lots of ribbon, like I said before. That ranges anywhere between $6 and $5, maybe $4 around to $6. And like I said, depending on what you're doing with your tree, lots of bakeware, florals, like I said, all that good stuff. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in the Thanksgiving area that we could use for Christmas. You could use these too. These are peony bushes. So depending on what you're thinking about doing for Christmas, like this could work. If you're doing creams, this could be a pretty thing. Um, Here's some more, and here's another style of those. So those got 5 stars, so a lot of people enjoy those. And then some crafts and stuff for the kids, so very similar to what we find at Dollar Tree. They were just some window clings and things like that. And at this rate, you guys, Dollar Tree's prices have gone up so much that, it's like they're just a competitor now. They're not really, I don't know. If you're a lover of Dollar Tree, then you have to make that decision if Dollar Tree is worth going to. This is a light up rattan pumpkin. It's sold out online, but it doesn't mean you won't find it in the store. So if this is something that intrigues you or you find is really pretty, this one is on sale 40% off for $28.79. So depending on if that's something that you're interested in. Again, the large one is sold out online. Also the small one. So there's a large one and a small one. The small one is 7 inches high and 8 inches wide. And then the large one is 10.25, so 10 and a quarter inches high and 11 inches wide and 11 inches deep. So good size for both of them. The large one is going to run you $28.79 as mentioned, and then the small one is $14.39 if you decide to go in the store and get that. And I don't know if they're still in stock. I have no idea. But a lot of things go like sell out on the Hobby Lobby website very quickly. So I don't really ever rely on the website too much, because there's always so much stock left in the store. I feel like it's highly likely that you'll find what you're looking for if you do see something on the website. But if it's sold out online, I wouldn't panic, especially if you have multiple Hobby Lobbies around you. So they still have some throw pillows and some small little light up decor stuff. They have a turkey here. I know some people collect like turkey, decor and stuff for that day. Charcuterie boards, serving boards, all that stuff is always a big deal. Um, Vases, foliage, like I said, lots of foliage, that you're going to find still. Like I said, if you need some for your stash, definitely get it now. Or, just hang on, like screenshot what you love and then go in the store. Cause obviously foliage looks very similar to, um, they look very similar, right? Each strand of it. So just screenshot what you love and, see if you can find it in the store. But a lot of the stuff, depending on what colors you're using for Christmas, you could use some of it, not all of it, obviously. But, also, like I said, I'm mainly looking, I covered fall first because some people like to see what's going to go on sale because they need to restock or they want to get rid of maybe something they've been using for years and replenish something new. you know? So there is a velvet pumpkin. This is really pretty. It's a burnt orange. Anything velvet is always beautiful, but this is $6.59. And if you're wondering how big it does come in several colors. So it's $6.59. It comes in burnt orange, green, which is beautiful. They have this gold, which is also very pretty. And then they have this color orange. So I don't know if that's the same one or not. But in terms of the size, it's 7 inches high, 8 inches wide, and 8 inches deep. So still a pretty good size pumpkin if you do need, something to accent your chair, your bed, even something to put on your nightstands or your entryway tables or anything like that. So if it's still there, it's worth $6 and it's going to go down. I promise you, it is going to go down. They always have so much stuff for fall left over. Now they do have some, I think these are new. I don't know. Um, they have these ruffled burlap placemats. I saw somebody showing these early on when the fall videos were coming out. These are $3.29 at 40% off. Now they're sold out on the website, of course, but there's this charger plate as well, which I think is beautiful. So if you get a chance to look at it in the store, definitely check it out. It's $2.39. It's burnt orange. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what it's made out of. Let's see. Melamine, is that, am I saying that correctly? Melamine, it is a burnt orange, but it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. So if you're in the market to get new charger plates, this is definitely something to think about. And like I said, if it's too late, it's too late. But if you want to add it to your stash, then you only need 4, you only need 6. It's still not going to break the bank because at 40% off, it's only $2.39. So definitely just want to share with you guys what is on sale. So they do have some of these stand-up fall trees. These are really big. I know that a lot of people get theirs on Amazon. Also, Temu has them as well, but apparently Hobby Lobby does have them also. So this one is a light up maple tree. Here it is. It's orange. They have a multicolor one and they have an orange one. So depending on but this one is only 47.5 inches, which I would say 3 feet. What is that? 3 feet? It doesn't say. So you'd have to ask, your phone or whatever. But anyway, this is 47.25 inches long for this size. It's $23. Um, and then they have a different one. This one's a little bit smaller, so something you would put on maybe your hutch or something, depending on, or maybe your entryway table. I don't know, whatever you want. But this one is 24 inches high. It looks kind of sparse a little bit, in my opinion, but it is pre-lit, so that's cute. Um, I noticed on Temu, and I'm not sure if this is the case, but I noticed there was a lot on the one on Temu. Sorry for scrolling so fast as well, but the one on Temu, because I bought one of these. I have one in my stash. I got it at like Ross, I think, or something like that, and I got it for like $6. But the one that I have is really pretty. I should have got multiple of them. I want some life size ones for my office, but I will say that the ones on Temu, for some reason, like this is my favorite right here. This style. And look at how pretty that is. It's just gorgeous. And then they have the multicolored one, which is even prettier, just because it adds a little bit of a pop of green. But I like this one as well. This one is my favorite. But if you look at these on Temu, there is like a warning sign. Like I don't know, if it means they're flammable or they have some kind of chemical in them. So I don't know if the ones from Hobby Lobby are any different because it didn't show any signs in the description there. But definitely check it out. Just make sure whatever you're buying is safe. This is really pretty if you're into the glass pumpkins. Again, they have a tall one and a short one. The short one will run you $17.99 on 40% off if you're in the market to get some things for fall last minute. And then they have a small one that is amber, and that one is also $17.99. And that one is a really pretty orange color. So again, just showing you the fall stuff because you never know what fall could bring to help you implement some Christmas stuff. But we will get to Christmas in just a second. But I always just like to look and see if there's anything from fall that I can get dirt cheap to add for Christmas. So that's why I'm doing this. Lots of florals, lots of foliage, lots of these scarecrow type dolls and stuff. Those are always big every single year. You've got some lawn garden stakes or whatever they're called. We've got a lot of towels that are going to go on sale. So these are $7 for 2, I believe. $7.79. And then you have the table runners are on sale as well for $11. This one's really pretty if you can find it in the store. It's got a little bit of that ripple to it. So I don't really know what this is called. What's it made out of? Is it material? It's 100% polyester, and it's 72 inches long and 13 inches wide. Um, so if you're looking for a table runner that's very simple and very plain, but has that really pretty orange color, this is going to be the one for you for $11. You might find these, cheaper in TJ Maxx and Home Goods and Ross and all those places, but we're focusing in on Hobby Lobby at the moment. So definitely just wanted to bring you guys a new live for a new store, and get in here and just kind of share with you. I like these Give Thanks beaded bracelets. Those are cute. Those are on sale 40% off for $4.79. You most likely will find these in the store. Like I said, everything that looks like it's sold at out online does not mean you're not going to find it in the store. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't worry too much. Like if you see something that you really like, just know that you're most likely going to find it. It's not really, I mean, there's Hobby Lobby has so much stock that it's like there's so much stuff always left unless something goes super viral and everybody runs in the store to get it. You know what I mean? It's very unlikely that you won't find it just because Hobby Lobby's always well stocked, and you know, it depends on your style. Hobby Lobby has a little something for everybody. So depending on what kind of style you want to do for fall or Thanksgiving, like I said, a lot of people want to kind of switch out their old decor and replace it with new decor. Maybe they've had it for some time, you know, and they just want something new. That's why I'm doing this. So I love this right here. It's $11.99. I was looking for a glass one and I didn't think I was going to find one. And then I saw a TikTok short or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called, but I saw this, this lady on the TikTok showing everybody the stuff that they thought was going to go viral, and this actually did go viral. So this is still advertised on the website. It is out of stock online, but I have seen people say that it's still in the store. So $11.99 for this one, but it normally it retails for $19.99. Now, a lot of people only gave this 1 star. Let me tell you why. I think it's most likely, I do believe this is glass. Yeah, it's glass and bamboo, but it's not going to do much. I mean, it's basically just for show. It's not going to keep your drink cold for hours and hours. It's not going to, it's just not for that. This is basically for aesthetic more than anything. So this is more for like content creators, I feel like. You know what I mean? But if you are looking for something just to have ice water in or something colored or something, this would be fun to have, so it's not like, I don't know why anybody would rate it 1 star. I mean, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? This is really cute. This is a pumpkin shaped glass butter dish. I don't know. It is sold out online, but it's super cute. They have it clear and they have it amber. I've been talking about needing a butter dish for a while. Obviously, we couldn't use this for Christmas, but it is cute to pull out at Thanksgiving because we do use the butter. So this is really cool. I might run over to Hobby Lobby and get this one. It's so cute. For $7, that's not bad. And I bet you it's made really well. So if you guys are in the market for a butter dish, that is really cute. Um, Lots of candles, lots of foliage, lots of pillows. Now, I don't know if this went viral, but this is $17.39. This is, I would venture to say, 16 by 16. Damn, that's expensive for 16 by 16. 16 by 16, as you know, is a very small pillow. The average is 18 by 18, so that is really, really small for almost $20, but it is 40% off, so I'm not really sure. It's a scallop pillow. I don't know. It might have been popular. I don't know. Everything on TikTok, everybody runs out to the store and immediately gets it, so I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I do watch creators, kind of share what they think is going to trend, and I think that really helps the up and coming designers. But I really still feel it all boils down to your personal style and what you like. So it depends on, what you're looking for. Now, this is a really cute light up cutout ceramic pumpkin. It's only $3.29. Obviously, I don't know if it has a light in it or anything, but it is cute. I love the color. So for $3.29, you could throw that on your little nightstand, throw that on your shelves, maybe in a bathroom somewhere. Very cool. If you're looking for a bushel basket, they do have those on sale, 40% off. They range from $2.99 to $10.79, depending on the size. They do come in orange and they come in a natural wood color. So depending, this says this is 12 and a half inches wide, um, and 11 and a half inches tall, I believe, but I don't know what this 1338 is. Maybe it's the depth. I'm not sure. But anyway, if you are looking for like this basket for apples type thing look, then Hobby Lobby is going to be where you need to go. All right, so I'm trying to get through this very, very quickly. As we know, Hobby Lobby is just one of the biggest stores. They've got so much stuff. So it's really hard to just get through anything really quickly. But I did want to cover fall first because some people do need last minute fall things. And fall is not really something that I cover this late in the season, but because Thanksgiving is still it's about a month away right now, a little less, no, yeah, a little less than a month at this point. And people really take pride in their tablescape, especially when they have multiple, family members come over. Our family's quite small, so we just have a table of 4. I may consider doing something with the table this year. I'm not sure, but obviously if I do, Hobby Lobby will probably be the place that I go to just because they have so much to choose from and everything is going to be on sale. So I feel like if I do anything to the table just to make it pretty, I will definitely go to Hobby Lobby. So, lots of decor, lots of little figurines, signs, wall art, all of that good stuff. I know I'm scrolling quickly. I apologize. Um, Lots of glass vases, apparently. So these are going to go down even more. If you guys were a fan of that, I don't know if those are going to stay pretty popular, but these are very popular at the moment. You can get them in a beige clear color. You can get them in a burnt orange. You can get them in an amber. You can get them in brown. And then some people do like acorns. I think that's a very unique taste. I don't know if everybody likes acorns, but this is an acorn tray. It ranges about $10.19, 40% off, but it normally is $16.99. So, but from here on out, I don't think you're going to find anything for fall full price anymore. I think it's just going to go down even further. So, I mean, I know that things go on sale very quickly at Hobby Lobby. Even, Christmas obviously gets discounted very quickly, like we're going to see in just a moment. They do have a throw blanket. Now, this is a really nice one. I need some for my chairs, and it's nice to see that because I feel like they go. I don't know if I want to bring that light of color, but definitely maybe for the guest room. So this is orange and brown plaid. I'm doing plaid. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. I'm doing plaid in the guest room for Christmas, dark plaid. So this is nice for next year, though. Very, very cool. On sale, 40% off for $11.39. The size on this is 50 by 60, so it is a standard throw blanket. So if you guys are in the market for a plaid blanket, that's a beautiful blanket. It's sold out online, but it doesn't mean you won't find it in the store. Uh, More foliage. So this is a maple berry and twig garland. Very beautiful. About $25.79, 40% off. Again, this is going to go down even more. So screenshot this if you guys like it. It's very natural, very neutral. Now this goes in, these are the colors I have in my office. So I just absolutely love these warm, muted greens and oranges and stuff like that. I don't know what it is about me and the moody colors. I think it's because I started looking into cottagecore and I just really love that deep, those deep muted colors, reds and greens and blacks and all that stuff. But anyway, this is what it looks like. So these are going to look really beautiful on your cupboards, or if you drape this over an end table, entryway, anything like that, this is going to look really pretty. So on shelving or anything like that. So make sure you check this out if you're interested. It's 6 feet long and it's 40% off now at 25. So, if you need 2 or 3, you're going to want to wait till it goes a little bit lower, but definitely a good, beautiful piece. I mean, definitely. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for this one, especially if you have more than one Hobby Lobby around you. I feel like that's really beautiful. All right, moving on. Let's see. Just trying to make sure there's nothing. So they do have some. Now you can get these at Dollar Tree, as mentioned. I've told you guys this before, but they do have some brown door hangers, and I don't think Dollar Tree sells brown. So definitely check these out. They're $4.19, which I think that's a bit steep in my opinion when you can get them for about $1.75 at this point at Dollar Tree. But it doesn't mean you can't get them for cheaper at Walmart or at Target or anywhere like that. So you definitely want to check it out over there. Those are just nice to have for cupboards, but I have seen quite a few creators use like string or like burlap twine, hanging their wreaths and stuff like that over the top of the cupboard. So not really sure. It's a personal preference how you want to hang your wreaths on your chairs or on your cupboards and things like that. So definitely just check out Hobby Lobby. They're going to have a ton of things for fall. They're going to go down. It's just going to go dark, lower and lower and lower from here on out, as mentioned. So if you need napkins, if you need napkin rings, if you need plates, charger plates, if you need blankets, if you need foliage, anything, I mean, if you're like me and you're just starting from scratch and you don't have anything for fall, Hobby Lobby is really the place to go because they have the biggest selection. But it doesn't mean to rule out other stores, because obviously, you can get this stuff at other stores as well. So if you're looking for silicone candy molds, a lot of people bake and do all kinds of things like that. You can even make ice out of these little silicone molds in fall leaf shapes. So this is only $1. So like I said, if you make ice and stuff like that, this is really cool. If you make candy, jello, anything like that, fun for the kids, Thanksgiving and so forth. So they have some molds. It is a candy mold, but still you can use it for different things. A lot of people use it for ice and, like I said, jello. They do have some copper forks and spoons and knives. I don't know if those are plastic, but those are pretty. They do have this autumn leaf acorn type thing. It's got candle holders in it. It runs about $34.79, 40% off, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to go down. So definitely check that out if you guys are interested. Here's another pumpkin. This one's a knit pumpkin. It's $5.75. It looks really well made. It is 7 inches high, 7.5 inches wide, and 7.5 inches deep if you are looking for a pumpkin. So now this is kind of popular a little bit. I don't like it myself. I just don't find it attractive. But this ruffled burlap fall garland, a lot of people use it. It's $8.99. It does come in natural. It comes in like this green, which to me is more of a sage, but you'd have to go into the store to look at it. And then they have an orange as well. So depending on I feel like a lot of people go with the natural just because they can use it for several different types of things. But if you do use it, it's going to run you about $8.99. However, they do have this, I believe, every year. So it's probably going to go down even more. Charger plates again. Here's a brown one. Let's see. Here's another one. This one is a faux leather. I don't care for these. I saw these somewhere. I feel like, where did I see these? I think I don't know why, but I feel like I saw these at Ross or something. But anyways, or maybe I saw them on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know. A lot of people get rid of these because they're leather. They're just kind of an odd, like, plate, but they are different. So if you guys are looking for something like that, let's say, you're just looking to do something different, definitely check it out. And they have those every single year. So like I said, Hobby Lobby is one of those stores, just like Dollar Tree, just like Target, just like Walmart, that brings out with their staple stuff every year. So it just depends on what exactly you like, particularly for you. But yeah, so there's lots of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to Christmas now. I think I spent an hour on this. Yeah, just about an hour. So let me go ahead and start with Christmas now, top of the hour for Christmas. And that way, maybe Sunday morning when people have their coffee, they can look at this. All right. So now there is a fall clearance, as I said. It doesn't look like it's much right now, but they have some pumpkins on sale, buffalo plaid and plain for $1.75. And then they have these knit pumpkins. Now, again, these are sold out online, but it doesn't mean you can't find them in the store, and they're $5.75. So one person only rated this like 3 stars. So it's just a personal preference, You can't really go by reviews. I mean, you can watch videos and stuff. I do that just to see realistic things, but I never really go by anybody's personal taste just because everybody has their own idea of what something is of quality. So it's really hard to tell. All right. So when it comes to Christmas, it's really hard for me to decide. So I'm just going to explore all, and we're going to just start there. Because it's just really hard to decipher what exactly to show you. So I'm going to go down here. We've got the Christmas wall art, Christmas tree garland, Christmas flower arrangements, and Christmas decoratives. We have Christmas table decor, Christmas rugs, throw rugs, and so on and so forth. We've got nutcrackers and da 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 da. So we've got a lot. Now, that Hobby Lobby has their own, they have a very large line of certain, what do I want to say? It's like specialty stuff, like Disney and you know what I mean? Like that. So Dr. Seuss with the Grinch has become a big deal over the years. A lot of people do Grinch stuff, especially for the kids. They've had Grinch stuff for a long, long time. Now, I will tell you, if you cannot afford just for the 40% off prices with the Grinch stuff, wait till after Christmas. This stuff goes dirt cheap. I mean, and when I say dirt cheap, I mean dirt cheap. It goes like 80, 90% off. You have to really stock this when it goes on sale because it is popular, but you can land the Grinch stuff at a really good price depending on what you need. And you have to have a family and, family members and things like that are really into Grinch, or you yourself. It's a very specific interest, if you will. I mean, it's super cute, of course, but not everybody loves it. But if you have young kids, there's nothing more fun than the Grinch because of the vibrant colors, the classic, reds, greens, browns you can do. There is some pastels you can throw in here. It's endless with the Grinch. I mean, especially at Hobby Lobby, there's sheets, there's bedding, there's mats, you can just go full on. And if it's something that you think you're going to do over and over, then, you can kind of just eyeball to see the things that you're missing from the collection that you didn't get last year at dirt cheap clearance, and just start collecting more. Now, do they tweak the Grinch line? I don't know, because I haven't collected any myself. I have talked about doing a Grinch tree before, but I have never done one. So, but I have friends that have landed the Grinch stuff at really great prices at the end of, because this is their job, this is their business. So they, my friends that go into the stores just know it. They know the retail, sort of the way that it works, and they know Hobby Lobby really well. Their channels are promoted on the front page of my YouTube channel. So if you guys are interested and you really want to see good prices and you want to know exactly when to get this stuff, I would highly recommend following them. They're going to tell you exactly where to go, exactly when and how to get all this commercial dedicated stuff for a very low price. Again, the Grinch is very specific, but Hobby Lobby has really accumulated a huge line of them. And obviously, I feel like they've expanded it a little bit with the pinks that they're bringing in. So, if you like pink, or you have little girls or something and you still want to go and do the Grinch because it's fun, definitely, you got lots of options now. For the Grinch, the socks are always fun, the slippers are fun, the mugs are fun. There's tons and tons of different types of, like, they even have like a gingerbread Grinch pillow, which is great. You know what I mean? Like, it's so fun and so different. So definitely don't sleep on this stuff if you want to try, and make the kids this Christmas really fun. If you've never done a tree in your child's room, I would highly recommend doing that. They're going to be able to see it at night. It's going to glow, and I just think that this is really a fun type of theme to do for them. Plus, it's super vibrant. So if you have little ones, they're going to love the colors. Now, if they're still at that stage where they're touchy-feely, you obviously have to be careful putting a tree in their room. But there are a lot of people that, have like really made the effort to try to put trees in their kids' rooms and stuff to make it nice and fun. And it's nice for them to stare at, when they're laying in bed and they're ready to go to sleep and stuff. So definitely check out all of the Grinch, I guess, ensemble, or lots of the Grinch pattern stuff. I think I don't know if Hobby Lobby sells a Grinch suit. They might even sell a Grinch suit, but they do sell these Grinch mugs every single year. They're called espresso mugs. They're really small. There's the dog and the Grinch. They're $4.49. And again, there's plates. Look at, there's plates for the kids for Christmas. There's dinner plates, the dog, Cindy Lou Who. Just so much. I mean, the Grinch line, you guys, is so huge. Like Grinch Street. I mean, you could, over time, if this was something you really wanted to invest in, you could really land the entire like collection of the Grinch for super cheap. I mean, I can't even tell you. And I know that you can get some pretty reasonable prices as well for like pajamas and slippers at Marshalls. I got our slippers last year at Marshalls for like $6 or something, and they're really plush. I bought a pair for my son and a pair for myself. Um, and then they have pajamas. They do sell pajamas at Hobby Lobby. Now, again, this stuff does go fast, and some people do think they're worth $16.99, 40% off. But again, if you're looking to accumulate this entire collection, just keep your eye out as time goes by. And I can tell you right now, even last year, they had so much clearance left. It was crazy. Like I remember my friend like showing on her video how much Grinch stuff she got last year. She's like, look, and she got it like 90% off. So, like I said, if don't sleep on the Grinch stuff, if you guys are like, I can't afford it, it's too expensive, trust me, just sign up for a Hobby Lobby account. And, or if they have an app, I don't know if they have an app, they might, but definitely, definitely just keep an eye out on Hobby Lobby. Ask the managers, when does things go on clearance? When does it go on sale? And then just start keeping your eyes out and, maybe plan, you know, um, right when New Year's hits to try to, accumulate some of this stuff to make it fun for the kids. Now, this is a waffle maker. It's 24.99. It doesn't mean you have to get it here, but it will go on sale even more than that. So, and again, you'd be surprised over what Hobby Lobby has left over for Christmas, you know, as the season changes. And you guys, if you're watching this on the playback and you're like, you're scrolling so damn fast, yes, I am. Um, I'm doing that intentionally because I have a lot to cover with Christmas. And right now, the Grinch is just so big that I'm just trying to get through it. So if that annoys you or upsets you, I apologize, but we got a lot to cover for Christmas. So as you can see, a lot of pink has been implemented into the Grinch line over the years. Pastels have really made a comeback. They are pretty popular when it comes to different things, on Christmas and stuff like that, especially at Hobby Lobby. So, Target, we're going to explore as well. Not tonight. I thought I was going to be able to do multiple stores, but this turned into just a series. I guess it's going to turn into a series now. So, I will be doing Target and Walmart. I am going to revisit them. Walmart, I think I visited a little bit when I did Dollar Tree. I think last week. I might have done it at a different live stream, but I did definitely cover it. I just haven't done Target, I don't think, or maybe I did do Target. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm going to try to do a series of different you know, stores this year, and I'm going to keep on it so that we can figure out what's going to be on sale. So as you can see, they have a ton of stuff, you guys. They have night lights, they have garden bags, they have signs, they have just so much Grinch stuff, girl. I mean, they have like, look at this. It just goes on and on and on. And like I said, they have iron-on patches, that you can put on the kids' clothes. They have ornaments, they have aprons and, mitts, cooking mitts, and they have placemats. And I mean, it just goes on and on. They have a tree skirt now. I don't know. This might have been, they have a popcorn bucket. Look how cute that is. So again, all this stuff is going to go on 90% off right after Christmas. So that does matter. And I did want to bring light to that. All right. So let's go back to Christmas decorations. And let's do explore all again. And let's go down one more time. And let's now approach. I wish I could just show you everything, but I don't think it's gonna let me. Yeah, this is all recently viewed. So I have to choose something. I hate when the websites do this. I wish they just give us everything. I will do gingerbread. There are a lot of gingerbread lovers out there, so I am going to do that. I'll go low to high for you. I don't normally filter it, but I will. So there are a lot of gingerbread houses that Hobby Lobby does sell every single year. They sell, like snow globes and things like that. This here is wrapping paper. If you're curious, if you didn't know what that is. And so all this stuff is going to be showcased at the store. There's lots of stuff they have a whole aisle, I believe, dedicated to gingerbread. So depending on, if you're doing gingerbread in your kitchen, there's going to be tons of videos made. Gingerbread is just a thing. Now, the simplified gingerbread is the thing that seems to be going viral, which means these are more natural looking cookie houses, cooking ornaments, like lots of the browns and whites and things like that. Not so much color. Because as we know, gingerbread is meant to be vibrant and big and, very uh loud, if you will. And we see these everywhere. We see them at TJ Maxx, we see them at Ross, we see them at Marshalls, we see them at hobby here, we see them everywhere. Walmart. Everybody has these, but I will say, I'm gonna say that Hobby Lobby tends, if this makes sense, they tend to have more natural looking houses, and they are a little bit more on the spendy side, but it doesn't mean that you're not gonna be able to get your hands on one, on sale actually. Now we know that right now, as we speak, September 11th, or excuse me, October 11th, 2025, it's 9:28 p.m. my time, which means it's a little after midnight for those of you on the East Coast. Um, so right now, I don't know how long the 50% is going to last, but I think it's been on 50% for quite a while. So I own this house here, this 34.99 one, this light up gingerbread house. I've always loved it. It's a really good size for 34 bucks. I think I paid 28 for it, to be honest. I don't think I paid 34, but regardless, it retails for $70. It's on sale for 34.99. It is worth it because you can save it. I mean, you can have it for several years. So if you are a gingerbread lover and you're not going to get bored with gingerbread, then obviously this is going to be something that, you can accumulate, you can build upon it. Like I said, for some reason in the last couple of years, the more simplified gingerbread stuff has been coming out, which means that it's just been all brown and all white. Now they did have these mock houses last year at Aldi, which is a grocery store. And they were real. They trended last year, so, it just all depends on what your personal taste is. Um, I like the browns, I really do. I like the Hobby Lobby stuff more than I like anywhere else. I noticed that if I go to, like, Walmart, I don't know about Target because I haven't looked at theirs, but I remember being in Walmart and a lot of their gingerbread stuff is, like, really focused on more, like, snow white with, like, the classic green and the classic red, and it's really loud. Also, a lot of the houses that they sell at like TJ Maxx and Home Goods and places like that, it's not subtle. Now, I know obviously they sell what's trending, so it depends on, what style is trending, but it seems to be that this more like stuff like this is more popular these days. So again, this is very small. It's 6.5 inches. Well, it's not that small actually. It's 6.75, 6 3/4 inches. So this is the boy. It's on sale for $3.49, and then it has a girl as well, which is really cute. So if you guys are into gingerbread, you can be emailed. It says notify me, so it's out of stock right now, but it doesn't mean you're not going to find it in your store. But if you can't find it in your store, you should always be signing up to your favorite websites. Get on their emailing list so you can jump on, and right now it's early enough so you can sign up on the email for them to notify you when it's going to be back in the store. And definitely, jump on it. But we have so much now to choose from when it comes to multiple stores that I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Hobby Lobby though is the best, in my opinion. It's got like the best pattern, it's got like the best selection in my opinion. Because look how cute this is. I mean, I don't think anything can top Hobby Lobby. Like, look how adorable that is, and it's $3.99. These are in stock on the website if you love them. They are cookie wearing bow. I don't know. It looks like a little figurine. So super cute. I love this thing so much. It's so cute. Look at her little bow on the top of her head. And then there's a boy too. So if you guys are interested, this is so cute, you guys. I have a feeling this might go viral maybe. I'm not sure. But this one is $3.99. He's wearing a hat. It is in stock. It's 50% off. So I would highly recommend getting it now if you can't find it in the store, which you might be able to. I don't know. But they're available on the website. So if you like them, get as many as you can. I would get 2 or 3. You never know how you're going to use them or where you want to put them, but definitely super cute for your collection if you're like me and you collect gingerbreads. Now, these they've had for several, years. They kind of tweak them, I've noticed, every single year. So this is $3.99. This one's more colorful. It does have the natural deep muted brown, so more like a cookie, but it's got like the red and the green and stuff like that. Super cute. They added eyelashes and stuff to this one, so that's really cute. Then they have the boy, and again, they do tweak him every single year. Excuse me, as well. So very cool. Lots of good stuff, you guys. Lots of gingerbread stuff. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. So definitely, check out your local. Now, here's a little gingerbread house. This one is pastel. So if you guys are interested in pastels, this one's $5.49. Very cute. It stands for $5.49, 6.5 inches, 6 3/4 inches tall. So if you're doing a pastel, you could always do gingerbread in your kids' room as well if you want to, and make it a little bit more princessy or something like that with some pastel colors. Very cute. Remember, we are covering the gingerbread portion of this because a lot of people love gingerbreads. I mean, they want to know what's out, what's new. This one here, I believe, is new. I don't remember this returning for last year, but with that said, this one is $6.99. Very cute. It's a boy. He's holding a gingerbread. He's holding a Christmas tree, and then look at the girl. She's holding a heart. Very cute. I love the fact that it's dark brown and the red is really muted. I like that. So that one's cute. So you just have to kind of depend. Some people don't like color, so a lot of people lean towards just the khaki or the dark brown with just the white. This one's really cute too, where there's like a stack of them. This one's $6.99. These are really cute in the store too. If you get a chance to look at these. Now, if you like snow globes, they do have quite a few snow globes as well. This one's like a candy type, cake decorated type theme. This one's $6.99. It is out of stock online, but it doesn't mean you won't find it in the store because it is new for 2025. So definitely check out the pastels of the gingerbread line. This one is really cute. I don't know if they had this last year, but this is really cute. It's a gingerbread house countdown. It's an advent calendar. So very cute if you guys are in the market for something like this. Really, really cute. I know a lot of people like the pull out advent calendars with the drawers and stuff where they put candy and they make little notes and stuff. Very cute. Here's some pastel gingerbread dolls. If you guys are interested, they are in stock on the website. So whatever it is that you like, whatever it is that you need, like I said, you'll most likely be able to find it in the store, but just in case you want to just kind of, maybe you're just looking for certain things and you don't want to get overwhelmed or you don't want to overspend. That's another good way to shop on the Hobby Lobby website because it limits you from kind of getting digressed, you know what I mean? Getting sidetracked and spending more money than you need to and stuff like that. So whatever it is that you order will just come straight to your door and that'll be the end of it for Hobby Lobby. So like I said, online shopping is always a good option because it can help you save money if you are trying to literally, just not, because I mean, it's one of those stores, it's like Home Goods or TJ Maxx or Marshalls or somewhere like that, right? We walk in there and we're like, oh, we're just going to do this and we're just going to, this is our budget, we're not going to go over. And then you walk around and you look around and you're like, before you know it, you've got $200 or $300 worth of stuff in your cart and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe what I'm doing and stuff like that. So when you shop online, especially when it comes to Hobby Lobby in a store like that, this just makes it super easy, very simple, very minimal. And it just, keeps you focused. You know what I mean? So depending on, obviously if it's out of stock, then you definitely want to go into the store. So these two here, this one says it's out of stock, but you can get an email notice, which means they're going to restock. So this is what this looks like. It's a light up gingerbread house. So I don't know if this interests you, but it was normally $20.99. Now it's on sale 50% off for $10. You can put your email in here and be notified when it comes back in stock, or you can go into the store and obviously just grab it. But if you don't want to do that and you're like, well, we'll just see, definitely, just keep track of the website. Now, here is another one of those simplified gingerbread styles, like I told you, that are coming, around, and they seem to be very popular, which is just the white and the brown. So this is a larger one. This is a glitter gingerbread tree. It retails for $20.99, but is on sale 50% off for $10.99. There's a large one and a small one. So the small one's going to run about $7.49 at 50% off, at least here in California. I don't know. I mean, prices may vary, I guess, in your state. But this is what it's ranging in our online for me. So it's $10.49 for the large one, and this did get 4 stars out of 5. So if you're looking for new little things to put around the kitchen and stuff like that, if that's where you do your gingerbread, definitely check it out. Now, like I said, they do have a lot of these music boxes or whatever they're called, the pastel cupcake gingerbread snow globes. Some of them do music, some of them are just snow globes. These are very popular at Walmart and Target as well, but Hobby Lobby seems to have a lot of them. So you can definitely check these out if you're in the market to improve, or even if you're at a point to restock your gingerbread collection and you want to get rid of some old pieces and then, maybe restock and get a new new gingerbread stuff, now is the time to do it. But if you're not really ready to take that plunge, then you can just screenshot this stuff and wait for all this stuff to go on clearance after Christmas, and just save it in your notes. Like, make a note in your iPhone. I don't know too much about the Google phones, but if you make a note in your iPhone, you can take a screenshot and add it to your note, and then when the sales come around, you can actually, like, just keep track, and you can go back in your notes and go, oh, look, I forgot I wanted this, or whatever. And so when you go into Hobby Lobby and they start clearancing stuff off, you can start building your collection, and this is only $8.99, 50% off. So you can only imagine if it goes 60 or 70% off, right? Because they always have stuff. I mean, always, every year they have a ton of stuff on sale. Like I said, just follow my friends, Couponing for a Cause or Money Saving Megan, and they will take you into the store. They know those sales, you guys, like clockwork. They know exactly when they come. They know exactly how to do it. And so they will definitely cue you in on when the best time is to go, or to when to start looking to see when Hobby Lobby starts to reduce their stuff. So, like I said, pastels have really made their mark. They're coming around every single year. They're very specific, though. I feel like a lot of the pastel stuff every year does not sell very well. That's just me. But, if there are some people that really love the pastels, so depending on if you're into that, this is one of the gingerbread houses. It's normally $50, but it's on sale for 23, and that is 50% off. So definitely, can gear away from the traditional bright colors, but there's lots and lots of gingerbread stuff to choose from, you guys. Definitely just check it out, lots and lots and lots of stuff. There's cookie cutters, there's ornaments, there's window clings, there's, I don't know, there's figurines, there's just a ton of stuff. Like, see this little garland right here? This little gingham, or whatever this is called, garland. So that might be something new and popular this year. I'm not quite sure. There's like these little metal picks. Some people do use this stuff for crafts. There's socks, there's earrings. There's just so many things, you guys, when it comes to gingerbread. And Hobby Lobby is just like one of those common stores that like everybody goes into, and you just, it's one of those things where you just have to figure out what it is that you want to collect, what you're looking for. They do have minis as well, so if you do a mini tree, they have lots of mini ornaments and stuff like that as well. So it just depends, you have to kind of choose. Now, this gingerbread ceramic espresso mug, it's been popular. It's $1.99 at the time, but remember, it's small. It's an espresso mug, so it's not like your regular 20-ounce mug. But Hobby Lobby has really improved on adding new mugs. So definitely, take a stroll around the store, and see, what exactly they have for 2025. Definitely just look around, see where you are with the things you want to collect, for the ornaments, stockings, anything and everything with the theme that you're looking for. So definitely check that out. So that is the gingerbread. So let's go back to some of the other decorations. Let's do Christmas home decor. Let's see. What do they have here? Let's do low to high. All right. So here's some Christmas decor. Um, wow, a lot of stuff here. Signs. Um, there's going to be a ton of stuff, you guys. Look at, there's pillows. Now, these pillows right here, I got this plaid pillow right here. I don't know if you can see it. The one that's laying flat on top of this little stool thing. I got, they have really good sales on their pillows every single year. I got 20 by 20s for $5 last year. I couldn't believe it. And maybe that's something that they do every single year. I've just never really paid attention, but I got some really good deals last year. I got, rugs for the outside. I got pillows. Now, they were standard plaid. They did have several different types though at the time, and I was looking for plaid specifically, so that's why I got them. But, Hobby Lobby they've just got some really great prices, and they've got good quality stuff. So definitely check it out. Depending on what you're collecting, I don't know if you like Santas or reindeers, or, plaid or plain, or, you're looking for greenery, or like I said, I mean, Hobby Lobby will have everything and anything you are looking for, to be honest. And, I mean, it just depends on where you're looking, and what your budget is. Some people save every single year to um I have hair all over me, like my hair's been falling out. It just depends. Like, maybe you're gonna do a little shopping at Target, you're gonna do a little shopping at Walmart, you're gonna do a little shopping at Hobby Lobby, maybe you're gonna run and stroll into World Market and see what they have, in terms of like specialty ornaments and stuff like that. But we all know that Hobby Lobby is famous for having just a plethora of different things. They have everything and anything you could ever think of. They got wreaths and stuff like that. Now, every single year for me, I don't know why, but I always find myself gravitating towards Walmart. I don't know why. A lot of my wreaths that I get, because I use several. I mean, I've always, with as our environment grows bigger, I tend to want to decorate more inside the home as opposed to outside. I usually just put a wreath on the door. I like customizing my own wreaths, so I usually do fairy lights in my wreaths so I can switch them out. So I do buy just sometimes I'll buy plain wreaths with no pre-lit. Sometimes I'll buy pre-lit wreaths with nothing in them so I can switch them out and change them out every single year. So depending on what your like eye is, I just don't like buying the pre-made wreaths because I feel like you're just stuck with whatever the pattern is on them. And when you do plain wreaths, or even plain pre-lit wreaths, you can just, you know what I mean? You can just do whatever you want. Like you're not stuck. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like depending on what you're looking for and because I remember looking at the wreaths that they would clearance off at Costco and stuff like that, and just finding those wreaths so beautiful because they were so big, but you're just stuck. You're stuck with whatever, floral arrangement is on the wreath. And I just prefer to buy my wreaths plain and then just simplify them as I go. I use a lot of berries, bows. I use some foliage. Let's look at the wreaths actually. So in terms of wreaths, I think it just depends on what your um taste is. So they do have some adjustable wreath hangers. So these are nice because they're adjustable. These are 199. They are just white. So these are 50% off. They do have several of these. They have the suction cup hangers. The wreath hanger. They have some candle rings. They have some of these. So they have some plain ones like this for 399, and they have some with like some, I don't know, these little charm things on them. They have some Christmas tree storage bags. These are out of stock though. They're 499. Now again, a lot of people do buy their Christmas trees, wreaths, bags, organizational stuff at Home Depot. Home Depot and Lowe's, they circulate every single year. They go like viral, whether it's on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on wherever they are, they always go viral, for some special price for like Christmas trees or wreaths or things like that. So Hobby Lobby has some nice ones, as you can see, 13 for this pine wreath, cashmere pine, 899. And these are quite large. They look how big that is. So that looks pretty and it looks natural. This one is 24 by 24, so 899, not bad. It is not lit, but see, for me, I don't mind that because I bought this set of fairy lights on Amazon. I'll link them below if you guys want to check them out. They were really affordably priced. They're like, I have them behind me. I don't know if you can see them, but I have them behind me on my, um, I don't know if you guys can see them, but I'll just show you real quick. See, I don't know if you can tell. Here, I can lift up my, do you see that? Here, let me see that right there. Can you, I don't know if you can see that, but see that wreath right there? So, I bought those on Amazon. Hi, sorry. I know I went off of the grid here. Hold on. Let me put myself back up here. Okay. So anyway, I bought these fairy lights on Amazon, and they were like 16.99. However, I got 20 of them. So I like the wreaths like this so that I can dress them up myself. It is kind of a lot of work, to do that, to put your own like fairy lights, everywhere. But I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. And the only thing I got to figure out is I've been using these a lot. So now I'm going to have to figure out how to put a new battery in them. I think they're just those flat batteries. But like I said, I prefer the non-lit wreaths, like see now the pre-lit wreaths are 17.49, 50% off versus the non-lit. So obviously you're going to pay a lot less with no lights in them. So 8.99 versus 17.99. Cause like I said, I get the what's it called? What am I trying to say? Non-lit ones or whatever, because I usually need like 10 of them. So that's why, because I put them everywhere. I put them on the doors. I put them in the bedrooms. I really go all out. I don't know what it is with me and Reese, but they got to be on the doors, babe. They got to be on the doors. So this year I'll put one on the outside of the front door, on the inside of the front door, on the closet door, because now we have a closet. We have actually two closets, but I don't think I want to do the inside closet, but there's a closet in the hallway that you pass. And then I want to do, a couple, you can also put them on mirrors as well, as you can see when you see creators do that. I never knew that. I mean, I wasn't, because I was going to put one on there, but I stand to check my outfit. Sometimes I share my outfit, and I like this 70 by 34 inch full length mirror. So, putting a wreath on there I had one in my bedroom one year, but this year I didn't do that. Anyway, so a lot of the greenery on Hobby Lobby is worth it, in my opinion. It can be a bit spendy though, because it just depends. Like I noticed a lot of the greenery that creators use, especially on YouTube, like when I'm watching um creators do decorate with me, on YouTube. And they get their inspiration from Pinterest, of course. And a lot of this greenery is very high end. I won't lie. I mean, this Norfolk pine, $30 for that, you guys. $30. So you can imagine like how many you need, right? I mean, I need endless wreaths. Like this one's 24 by 24, which is a nice size wreath, but it's $30. So versus the one we just saw up here or a couple pages back that looks nice. It's not as obviously upscale, but it was $8.99 unlit versus $17.79 or something pre-lit, right? And I don't have $1,700 to spend on 13 wreaths. You know what I mean? So the simpler, the easier it is for me. That's fine. And again, we're at Hobby Lobby. We're not at, you might be able to find them cheaper at Home Depot, at Lowe's, because Christmas time, they even have fresh ones you can buy if you just want to restock every single year. I just think that faux wreath and faux greenery is a better investment, but they do have some with berries, like this one right here is you can get it in 3 different sizes. So the 24-inch one is $20, excuse me. Then they have a 30-inch one, which is $29, and they have a 36-inch one that is $40. So a lot of people put these types of wreaths, on their outside door. Of course, some people put these bit larger wreaths on their garages, on each side of the garage and such, which you probably already know or whatever. But I'm just saying, if you're looking to upscale or you're looking to switch out this year, I would just say shop everywhere. And that's why I'm doing these lives, whether you see them at the time that I do them or not, or whether you see them on the playback or you just listen. It's just good to know, where the prices are. Cause right now Hobby Lobby does sell quality stuff, but the more further we go into these pages, as you can see, cause I did low cost to high cost. Now we're getting into the $45 range, which are higher grade, greenery with like a lot of embedded different um accessory, I guess, inside of it, like pine cones and bulbs and berries and blah blah, you know what I mean, and on and on and on. So it just depends on, what kind of greenery you're looking for. Like this one right here is $56, but it's called a light up Donner pine wreath. And this has pine cones in it. It's real full, as you can see. But if I tell you the truth, I got one at Walmart, and I don't know why I keep selling Walmart, because Walmart did me dirty, let me tell you. But I can't lie, they do have good stuff. And so I got a full wreath at Walmart last year, and I put it above our fireplace, and it was beautiful. I mean, it really was beautiful. And I just customized it. I put a hook up there. I put the full wreath like this one above our traditional fireplace, and I just embedded it with the fairy lights and added my own, decor to it inside, the bulbs and stuff, and it looked beautiful. So, and we have a real traditional, in the vintage rental where my boys are living, they are, if you guys have seen I'll link my Christmas decorate video below if you guys care, but I did everything, or as best as I could. What I really wished and what I really discovered is I really don't have a lot of wall art for Christmas. I really don't. And I need more like blankets and pillows. And that was where I just went wrong. I felt like I needed more pictures. I needed what I'm really bad at as well as like decor for shelving. Like, I don't know what is wrong with me, but I don't have a lot of small decor to put on shelves. And so that's where I was struggling last year. Because this year, well, right before I moved out of my vintage rental, I had my son put some shelves up. I bought shelves for here too, but then I decided not to use them. And the pictures actually above my desk worked out better. But I bought these 60-inch shelves, and I have shelves at my other house, and I really would love to decorate those one, for the grand finale of before we move, and just to see what they look like, because we're gonna have to take them down. We're gonna have to fill holes and all that kind of stuff. But they are vintage looking, and I really would love to find some vintage Christmas decor to to decorate those with. So sorry, I should have been flowing through this while I was talking. I apologize. All right. So as you can see, you guys, there is just so much. Let's look at the table decor. Um, let's look at the Christmas dinnerware. That's somewhat important to people. Now they do have this. They've always had an ensemble of different types of dishes at Hobby Lobby. They have it all together. If you've been in the store, you know what it looks like. They have everything is in its place in pattern. So you have the glasses, the mugs, the napkins, the tablecloths, all the decor that matches that pattern and so forth. And so a lot of the dinnerware that they have is going to be forest or winter wonderland. They have a lot of plaid. Again, bows are showing up this year. Candy canes are big this year. They are really making a comeback with all the glassware and stuff trending. So, like I said, a lot of the bows are making a way. If this is something that's attracted to you, it's got the scalloped ridge around the plate. This is beautiful. It's got a pink accent. It's got some bows in there, really subtle with the pink, so it's not so bad. These are $2.49, and they are. It looks like they might be cake plates because they're only 4.5 inches wide or long or whatever. So, let me see what the dinner plates are. Let's see. Oh, they have a gingerbread plate. That's cute. That's really cute. So this one is 5.5 inches as well. So kind of small. That one's $3.49. Remember, this is low to high, so it's going to show us the small place first. Here's a gingerbread girl. That's so cute. That's a ceramic plate. That is so cute. If you're having like a lot of family over and stuff, and you're baking, you could make gingerbread. I don't know. That's just really cute. You can make brownies, and I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you could do with this, but this is adorable. It is 50% off for $4.24, and it is 8 inches. So that's a pretty good size plate for $4.24 if you need to build your collection for gingerbread. The boy, same thing, $4.24. I mean, how cute is he? He is adorbs. So definitely check these out, you guys. $4. I have a feeling these are going to be popular. I don't know if they already are. People start going into Christmas, girl, in July. Okay, so if this stuff is already trending on TikTok, you're way out of the scene. I don't know, girl. I'm just on Hobby Lobby trying to do my thing here. So these are some salad plates in a gingerbread pattern. These are $4.49. They are available on the website still. So if you can't find them in the store, they are here. These are $4.49, and these are 8 inches. So these are 8-inch plates, pretty good size plates for $4. Not too bad if you don't need that many. If you just need 4 or 6, it's not going to break the bank. They have some bowls as well. So if you're going to be, if you're going to be serving ice cream or anything in a bowl like thing, maybe like a brownie type thing with Christmas, I don't know. I mean, everybody tries to get creative at Christmas because traditional stuff is always, popular, but sometimes people try to get creative. So having these cereal bowls and stuff like that is really cool. These are $4.49, and they are 2 inches, 2.88 inches tall, and 5.5 inches wide. It does not say the depth. The depth is also 5 inches, 5.5 inches in depth. So, there's that if you're a gingerbread lover. Lots of Christmas trees, cardinals, winter trees for this thing here, like this little winter wonderland type thing. This is a kind of a cool thing. This is a soup bowl. This one's $4.99. Very nice. This one's really pretty. It is 3.25 inches and 6.25 inches wide. So that is something to think about when it comes to Hobby Lobby. Then you have your traditional. You have your super vintage traditional. Now, blue and navy, you guys, is very, that is right. That's something that you have to be specific. Like but some people do want to step out of the box and be different. And this is gorgeous. I think it would be gorgeous in green as well. And we might see it in green, but right now it's in navy. The plate is $4.99 and the bowl is $4.99. The plate is eight and 8.38. I don't know, whatever that means, but very pretty for a tablescape, And then the bowls, look how beautiful the bowls are. They're scalloped on the edge, very beautiful, $4.99. Super pretty. But again, blue and navy is you have to be kind of like a lover of that color. We saw this earlier. So here's the dinner plate and the bowl with the bows. Here's another plate. This is a snowflake gingerbread dish. And this one, if you're wondering the size, is also 8 inches. So that's a pretty large plate for $4.99. So that is something else. Specific, like if you're just looking for, something for Santa or whatever, the dinner plates, they've got solids as well, in case you're not trying to be flashy. They've got lots of stuff. Here is another dinner plate, very simple, with just the gingerbread edging on it, or whatever you call it, the trim. I don't know. That's really pretty though. Border is what I guess it would be. That's really beautiful. $6.49 per plate at 50% off, and that is 10.5 inches. So those are going to cost you a little bit if you do need a set, I will say that. But, if you're going to have it for years to come and you're not going to get bored with it, then definitely go for it. This is the forest one, very beautiful as well. $6.49, and this plate is also 10.5 inches. So a little bit cheaper on these for this. If you're doing like a winter wonderland or something, these would work. And then you have the Grinch plates, and these are not, I think they're like a plastic because they're the melamine or whatever, but still cute, if you want to serve the kids on this or something. Very, very, very beautiful. All right, you guys. So that is the tableware. Let's go back to the decoration. Christmas tree decorations. Let's look at those. Let's go low to high still. So lots of picks. We know, Hobby Lobby is famous for their picks. You got to go through the aisles, girl. You got to go through the aisles and figure out what you want, depending on what you like. If you could, it's specific at Hobby Lobby. It's all about, Candyland or Winter Wonderland, gingerbread. You've got Santas and reindeers and Grinch, and, you just got, it's never ending. You just got to go down the aisles, girl, and figure out what you're looking for. If you find something you really like, of course, they're going to bring back the stuff. This is new. I don't remember seeing this in the past, but I could be wrong because I don't go into Hobby Lobby all that much. But if you are looking for some gingerbread picks, let's say you're doing a gingerbread tree, this is beautiful. It looks really good on green. So if your tree is not flocked and it's green, this is really going to pop out of that green really well. So I know I'm doing a gingerbread tree near the kitchen, and this strikes me as being really interesting. So I really like these. They're going to run you $2.49 at 50% off. So definitely cute in terms of buying several of these. And you could just like shove they look pretty large. So you could just like buy maybe 12 of these, and just like put them all around the tree and still use like the cookie type, ornaments and stuff like that. But again, we know Hobby Lobby has a little bit of something for everyone. So depending on what you're collecting and such, you have to be the judge of that. The bells, the bells, girl, the bells of it all. Bells, they're Gold Noah Bell pack, I guess. Bells made it into the scene about 2 or 3 years ago. They look like cowbells, I guess, and they are very here's a gingerbread, like a swirl one. This is cute. Brown and white glitter swirl spray. Very cool. $3.49 at 50% off. Anyway, so the cowbells or whatever, those made it through, and they're very high end. They have them at Kirkland's and stuff like that. So depending on, your taste or whatever, you're going to find those at Hobby Lobby. Also, we're going to cover the tree skirts in just a minute, because I guess collars are taking a sideline and tree skirts are making a comeback, which is interesting. There's lots of garland and all that kind of stuff, beads and ribbon and all that kind of stuff at Hobby Lobby. So like I said, gingerbread is really making a big statement this year. So lots of character in the gingerbread stuff. So again, if you're going to do a gingerbread tree, you have a lot to choose from this year. They have these gingerbread poinsettia stems. Those are pretty. Those are $5.49. Little spendy, little on the spendy side. They have these flock balls. Some people do use these in their tree, especially the people that have like 9-foot trees. They do have a pine cone cinnamon stick garland. This probably smells divine. This one is $4.99. It did get 5 stars for the scent. It is 72 inches long, if you guys are wondering, and it's got that touch of red. So it's gonna, stay with the muted brown, but it's got a little bit of a red for the berry. So definitely check into Hobby Lobby, you guys, if you're looking for something new. Definitely. You just have to know your themes. Like I told you guys, our themes, we've got kitchen for gingerbread, candy cane primarily. So I don't know what I'm going to put around the candy canes. Probably like Santa's or something. I don't know. But anyway, bows are in. There is a bow topper. Bows are making a big comeback. So here's a bow one for $5.99. So if you're doing a tree in the girls' room or something, you got grandkids or kids or whatever, bows are really in. So you could get away with doing bows this year. Even for yourself, lots of garland. Here is a pom-pom garland of gingerbreads. You could use this in the kitchen. Very cute, very cool, but very colorful. So some people don't like all that color, but here is one for $6.49. It did get 5 stars and quite a few people enjoyed that. You're probably going to see all this stuff in the gingerbread aisle. Like I said, gingerbread is in, girl. It is in, and those muted colors are in for it. So not so much color with the gingerbread. It's leaning towards all the dark browns and just the whites. So lots and lots to choose from when it comes to gingerbread. And that's cool. I like that because, gingerbread has always been colorful and stuff like that every single year. And to have this muted brown and just be a little bit more toned down is kind of nice, just because when you're decorating, you don't want, in my opinion anyway, I feel like you don't want the tree to be too loud, but you want it to be fun. Do you know what I mean? So this is a gingerbread. This is so cute. Look how cute that is. That is so cute. So if you're doing anything on the kitchen counter, this would be really cute. Here is a jute and bell garland. So this might be popular, $7.49. And this is 72 inches long. So they do have it available on the website if you want to order it. You just never know, sometimes, like I said, the store is overwhelming if you want to stay on track. The only thing you're going to pay extra for when you do it this way is the shipping, because again, they don't ship to the store. So that's the only thing you're going to have to think about. Now, there is a candy cane garland. Since candy canes are making their way back, this might be popular. Maybe not. I don't know, but it is $8.49. And I would venture to say that the standard is 72 inches long. And it is. So if you guys are in the market for candy canes, here is a candy cane garland as well. There's lots of different garland here. Sorry about that. Scrolling. Sorry. I just didn't hit the right page here. Okay, so lots of pastels. What is this? Christmas trees. I don't like anything that has sayings on it, but this says Merry Christmas on it. This is $9.49 and it is 72 inches long. So maybe some of you are garland people, maybe some of you aren't. Here is a bow garland. It's already sold out, which means bows are in. So depending on if you're doing bows or not, I don't know. I just feel like bows are like, they're specific. They're just specific. So I don't know. We'll have to see, and we'll have to wait and see for some of the YouTube videos of how people are using the bows. But bows and candy canes, girl, on the scene for sure. On the scenes. Collar. Here is a plaid collar. I don't know if this is new or not, but this is a 3-piece. I guess it wraps around like that. So it's a tree collar if you're looking for plaid. Let's see. Tree skirts. This one's pretty. If you're in the market for a tree skirt, this one's half off at $20. And the size, let's see. The size is 48 inches by 48 inches. Very pretty. So if you're in the market for a tree skirt, I don't know. People have geared away from collars lately. It seems like everybody's doing tree skirts. And again, they do have one. This one is really colorful. And it's got the bow trim with the scallop. Scallop's really in. I don't know if Joanne, I don't know who started it, girl. I don't know. Chris Loves Joy or whatever the heck her name is, or something like that. And then there's Joanna Gaines, and then there's Studio McGee. So those are the 3 top designers, right now out in Designerland. So they do have a gingerbread tree collar. If you're interested, it is on sale for $25.99 at 50% off. So not bad. I mean, that could be pretty cute in the kitchen. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to do a tree, I don't know. I feel like, especially with gingerbread, because it's such a loud type thing, I just feel like I feel like you can't overdo it. Do you know what I mean? So here's a tree collar, and it's like a boxy tree collar. It's a wood collar. It's not round, it's square, and it's $26.49. More tree skirts. Here's a sweater collar if you're interested, $29.99. The size, they do have small and large. The large is going to come 11 by 27 inches. And the small, if you have a smaller tree, is going to do 11 by 21 inches. So I'm not really sure. Maybe the 21 inches is more for like a 6-foot tree, maybe 5-foot tree, something like that. I don't know. You'd have to check and see if there's anything on the actual packaging. They do have a striped one if you're doing candy canes or peppermints or anything like that. $29.99 on that one. And it's knit, by the way. And then we have a lot of the rattan or woven, excuse me, $32.49 on the lighter one. And we've got the darker one at $32.49 as well. Now, these are different. One is braided like wide, if that makes sense. And there is small and large in this one. And then the natural one is kind of braided in 2 different directions, if you can see that. It does wrap around, apparently, so that's nice. I like the ones that wrap around. I don't like the ones that have too many pieces to them. There is a pink one that's shaped like a little ice cream cone, I guess. $30.99 on that one. Oh God, bows. They're going really, really out with the bows. $33.99 on the red metal bow. So if you guys want a bow, I don't know. I think that's overkill, but that's just me. They do have like a what's this called? Shiplap, right? Isn't that called shiplap? This one's black, $34.99. This one might go viral. I don't know. Because it's different. And then they have some trains on sale as well. One for $44 at 50% off, and one at $99. So that is all the tree skirts, collars, everything at Hobby Lobby. What I wanted to check with you guys was this is the last thing I'll do tonight. And that is going to be, I wanted to do the trees, but Hobby Lobby's trees are kind of expensive. But I do want to say that I do want to go ahead and cover the ornaments for you guys. I will timestamp this once it goes up, because obviously I've been online for some time. I did an hour on fall, and I usually do my lives for 2 hours. So with this being the package, now remember, these are packaged ornaments. So this one is going to be the iridescent peppermint glitter ball for $7.49. And this is going to come in a pack like this. So as you can see, it's pretty iridescent. And it comes in different sizes and colors. So on sale for $7.49, and you get 12. So if you're in the market for peppermint, like I said, candy canes are making their rounds. So there's that. Another thing that's been very, very popular in the past is the velvet ornaments. So all of these ornaments that we're looking at now, they're pretty popular. I mean, but they're kind of, they return. Like, these are the giant ones. These are pine and berry jingle ball ornaments. These are 3 for $7.49. They're 4.5 inches, and there's a quantity of 3, and they come in 3 different colors. But what I wanted to point out that go fast the fastest, let me go low to high again. Got bows, and these are all singular, but what I wanted to do was show you the packages. Let's go back to relevance. Because what I noticed when I was, oh, this is pretty. So this is a burlap red ornament. This might go viral. I don't know. $7.49. That's a bit spendy, in my opinion, for an ornament. But what I was looking for was like the velour ones. Like, I know that the peppermint striped ones were popular last year, I believe. And then a lot of people did like the velour ones or velvet. And you know what? I don't even think Hobby Lobby sold them. I think you had to get them on Amazon. I don't think Hobby Lobby sold the velvet ones. Excuse me. Um, let's see. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea. Blush and beige. I'm going to do my tree in pink, but I don't know what I want to do. This is a burlap bow ornament. I don't know. These might be popular. You might see people using these, $3.49. And these are 5 inches by 4 1/4. So they come in a package like this, if you guys are curious. So they're on sale for $3.49. And you get what, 6? 5. You get 5. So if you guys are in the market for bows, bows are like, I don't know. I think bows are like, I don't know. You have to like, there's specific interest, I feel like, Um, these are all the packaged ornaments. That's what I'm focusing in on right now. Individual ornaments, you can walk down the store, you can do that on your own. But the packaged ornaments, like the brown distress ones are sold out for some reason. So these are interesting. They have large ones and small ones. The large ones are going to run you $5 a piece. Not really sure why these are so popular, but they are. And then last page. Okay, so they look like this. They're like velour or something, or flocked, I guess they call them. So these were very popular last year. They were very hard to find. They sold out very quickly. They're only a pack of 3. These are the extra large, the large. But remember, these, even if you get medium, so you can get a medium one, and these, then you're going to get for $8.12, I think, for $15. Um, and these come in like, the dark brown, the beige, and then the cream or whatever. And then they also come in like black, red, and green, I believe. So they're real pretty. They're for sure pretty. And again, you can get them in 3 in the large, 3 in the extra large, but they're going to really, really, these are super small for $14.99. The extra large ones, you're going to get 3 for $20. The large ones, you're going to get 3 for $12. And then the medium ones, you're going to get 12 for $15. These are super popular. They sell out every single year. As you can see, they're already sold out. So I don't know if they've been sold out all year or whatever, but depending on, they're all sold out. So these muted basic neutral colors have been super popular lately. They're shatterproof, which is nice. But yeah, so definitely check out, your local Hobby Lobby. Just because they're, sold out on the website does not mean they're going to be sold out on the store. We all know Hobby Lobby has tons of overstock up on the top of all the shelves, but you have to go looking, because the employees are going to need help where you see them. This green flocked onion ornament, that's funny, for $5.99. This is going to be a set of 4 for $5.99. So not bad for those. Those are really pretty. I bet you they look really pretty on the tree. Green on green isn't bad. I think a lot of people shy away from green because their tree is green or something. But you'll notice that once you put these ornaments on the trees, even black against green, very interesting. It's not as harsh as you think it is, But the velour, like I said, or the velvet or flocked or whatever they call it, is really hard to find. I won't lie. Like, it's really hard to find. It's really popular. So it's really super hard to find. I'm not going to go over the novelty ornaments, you guys, because there's just too many. There's just way too many. I mean, you can walk through Hobby Lobby and explore all of the ornaments that they have, because they just they just have so many. There's a butter one that's funny. Look at why would anybody want a butter ornament? I just think that's hilarious. Anyway, like I said, they have so many specialty ornaments. Ready Whip, look at that. That's funny. Money, peppermints, bullets. I mean, just it's crazy. Like, who would want this kind of stuff? But people do buy them. Some people buy them as a joke. Some people buy them just to be funny. And look at Hidden Valley Ranch. Isn't that funny? So, obviously you can go through and, find here. If you're doing pink, this is really beautiful. This is a set. I don't think these are very big, but they are beautiful if you're doing pink. Like, I'm doing pink in my room, so I might consider getting these because I just love the colors. But these are $12.49. They come in the box like this. They are small though, smallest to largest. So there's different sizes in there. So there's 3.38 and 4.38, and you get 8 for $12.49. So not bad. I mean, I have all my trees are 7.5 feet long. I don't have any 8 or 9 foot trees, but all of my trees, the bigger the better, in my opinion. So you gotta have big trees, girl. You gotta have big trees. You can't, like, I don't know. It's just hard to make a tree look beautiful when it's small, in my opinion. I don't know. They do have some bells, some literal bells. They have some gingerbread ornaments. See, these are nice. I like these. They are a little bit loud for me though. This is what they look like. I don't know. I don't like those. If they were just brown, then I would like them, but yeah, there's a ton of ornaments, girl. You just have to go through Hobby Lobby or go through the website on your own. I've been online now 2 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap at this point. But we all know that Hobby Lobby specializes in being unique. And so, with all that they have to offer, you just have to kind of go through the website. But I would highly recommend going through the website, girl, because just walking down the aisle is just overwhelming, man. It's overwhelming. And let me tell you something. It is so easy to miss stuff because your eyes are just so overwhelmed and you're like looking all around and you're like, what do I want? Oh my God, I don't even know, And you're like, geez, I don't, and so, and I only say that because when I film stores like this, and it's not very often that I do, trust me, but when I do film them, look at this cute little high heel. Isn't that adorable? I don't know. I'm into shoes. I'm a shoe girl, but I notice when I film in the store that I miss a lot. I really do. My eyes are just way overwhelmed. So to do it on the website and to share this with you is so much more fun just because we actually get to see what's there. I mean, obviously, if you spend time in the store and you know the store really well, then you might not have the trouble I have. But girl, I am ADHD and my mind is just like, oh my goodness. Okay. What the heck do I even pick? You know what I'm saying? So normally I just go in there though for the pillows, the greenery. I don't go there for the wreaths so much, but because I usually go to like Home Depot for that kind of stuff. But I do go for the package bulbs. And I do go for the gingerbread, like, what do you call those things that you put on top of your shelves? The figurines. So yeah, I love Hobby Lobby. I really do. My mom hates it, but I really do love Hobby Lobby. Now I will tell you before I go, just really quick. I love this. Look at this right here. This pink matte and shiny glitter. I don't like the hot pinks, but I love this. Like, imagine like your Christmas tree lights glowing behind that. I might have to get these for my tree. I just don't like the hot pink. I wouldn't use this one and I wouldn't use this one, but I would use all these. So pretty. Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. Maybe I'll just order them on here because that girl, if I can avoid going to the store, I'm going to do it. There's just too many people. Hobby Lobby gets very busy when it comes to the holidays. It gets very busy. So go in the morning if you can. Go in the morning. Um, Anyway, so before I leave you, okay, before I leave you, I am going to show you their trees. Now, I would highly recommend, looking all around. Like I said, I've been eyeballing, and ever since the end of September, you guys, I have been stalking Home Depot because that's where I got our trees last year. And there were some viral trees that went around as well. There was this one lady that I watch. Her name is Michelle something. Michelle something. O'Reilly. I think her name is Michelle O'Reilly. No, Michelle O'Malley. I think, anyway, I'll leave her channel below. But anyway, she's famous for like just her videos trend at Christmas time. She has a, I don't know, her videos just trend. And anyways, she was the one that was telling her viewers about these trees that were going viral at Home Depot, and her and her husband got they got it like a 12-foot tree. It was crazy, but she was saying, for those of you that are looking for just a standard tree, just go into Home Depot really early and start looking and looking and looking because they are going to be putting those trees on sale, girl, and you're going to want to get them as soon as they go on sale because they sell out so quickly. So definitely check Lowe's, definitely check Home Depot. Home Depot seemed to be a lot more popular than Lowe's. So I'm not quite sure, but for me, I got our trees for like $45, I think, 7.5-foot trees. They weren't fancy, but they were what they said to buy. I feel like I think I got what I was supposed to. I don't know. When I took them out of the boxes, though, they didn't look as fancy as I thought they were going to. They looked more standard. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, you're not going to get like a plush posh tree, for like $40 or whatever. Look at the Cheez It. Isn't that funny? Look at the Cheez Its. That's so funny. Anyways, so if you want to look at Hobby Lobby, you can. I'm going to go ahead and show you the 7.5 foot trees because I just think they're better in visual. But look how high they are. I mean, you can go to Walmart and definitely get these for cheaper. You can go on Amazon and get these for cheaper, to be honest. I mean, I'm not trying to like detour you away from Hobby Lobby, but $109 for a 7-foot tree, girl. That's a lot. It is a pre-lit tree, so it's fine, but you can definitely find these trees cheaper. But Hobby Lobby won't let you down. Now, I do have a friend that got a tree at Hobby Lobby, I believe, at after Christmas. She got like a 7.5 foot tree like this, like a posh tree like this, like really pretty. I don't think it was flocked. I think it was green, but she got it for like $40 and it was like regularly $400. So just make sure that if you see a tree on Hobby Lobby that you really like, screenshot it, put it in your notes, and then go back after clearance Christmas, when Christmas happens, and they'll put it on sale for like 90% off or 80% off or whatever, and you can get these trees for dirt cheap. Okay. So just make sure that if you find one at Hobby Lobby and you're like, oh my God, that tree's gorgeous, I absolutely have to have that tree. And you don't see it on, Amazon, you don't see it on Lowe's, you don't see it on Home Depot, you don't see it on any of those other websites. Just screenshot it, join Hobby Lobby, and get on their emailing list and just keep your eyes peeled. Check that website. Because, when you're talking about sales and clearance and stuff, it's all about the hunt, girl. It's all about the hunt. So that is going to do it tonight for my exploring Christmas 2025 at Hobby Lobby. Now, I did say that we were going to do multiple stores, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. We know it's a lot to do multiple stores, So I'm not really going to be able to do that tonight, but sorry, I had to fix myself. I apologize. Anyway, so that's going to do it tonight for tonight's live stream. I hope if you see it on the playback that you enjoyed it. I hope that I shared with you something that you can run out at Hobby Lobby and get. Let me know in the comments below or back on the replay. What are you doing for Christmas? I would really love to know. I just needed some happy in my life tonight, you guys. I needed to put my brain somewhere else because today was a very sad day. So RIP Diane Keaton. I'm very upset about it. It's going to take me a little while to get over that one. I just absolutely am sad about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's live. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you guys tomorrow night for Dollar Tree New Arrivals. And I hope you guys take care. Have a lovely Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye, guys.